Oh yeah, we got another decent fish on here. Is it a ray? It is a ray, isn't it? Yeah, mate. Woo! Good evening and welcome back to Frugal Outdoors with myself, Dylan. And as you can tell, we are out fishing this evening. We're fishing the back of the Isle of Wight, fishing out into the English Channel, and it's a comp night. It's an absolutely glorious evening. We got blue skies above. The sun is just setting, it's just after 4 o'clock, and we're fishing from 5 up until 11 o'clock tonight. Target species is a conger eel, so I have got the baits that will hopefully help me to find one and get one on the beach. So let's go and get our gear set up, and with any luck we can get into a fish tonight. Cheers. So absolutely stunning down here tonight. Yeah, Saturday night. This is the second Saturday I've fished in a row. But his last weekend was the Isle of Wight open to all fishing competition that was hosted by myself. I think it went pretty well, and I think everyone seemed to really enjoy themselves. So, especially the juniors actually, which was what it was about really. It was about getting a few people out fishing, all on the same beach, and hopefully getting into a few fish, which certainly some did, and some, like myself, didn't do quite so well. Yeah, it really was quite special looking up and down the beach and seeing sort of 40 odd anglers all fishing together. Yeah, it was cool. But tonight is another comp, and it's a club match tonight. So again, it's fixed venue, 2 rods, 4 hooks, and a pennel does only count as 1 hook as long as the hooks are close enough together. Fishing with my usual setup, as always. It's the same stuff I go through every time. A couple of Daiwa rods, beach rods, 13'6", rated up to 8 ounces, so you can stick a pretty decent sized lead on there if you need to. Tonight we're just going to be fishing with 7s. Probably don't need to be fishing with 7s, but I just like using 7-ounce leads. And then we'll go through our tactics in a minute, and the baits and stuff. Going back to last weekend as well, I do want to say a big thank you to everyone that took part. The support was absolutely awesome, and we did manage to raise some money as well, which was really, really cool. I took that into the charity shop today, which I'll just drop a quick picture up now. And we managed to drop off, in the end, it was £287, which is really, really awesome. And just quickly as well, it's brought to my attention quite recently that some people might have taken a little bit of offence to my way of selling the competition that we were putting on, the open comp, open tool comp, because I stated in there that a lot of the clubs, or a lot of the I did say a lot of the competitions allow dead fish at weigh-ins, which is a true statement. A lot of the clubs are trying to combat it. There are quite a few clubs that practice only catch and release. So my main point really is saying that I don't fish these other competitions is because I don't fish the opens. Every year there's maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 competitions on the Isle of Wight that are held. They're open to anyone can join in. But the thing is, they do allow dead fish at the weigh-ins. So it certainly wasn't a personal dig at any clubs. Every club has the right to do their own rules, catch and release, photo evidence, whatever. But my personal view has always been, if it's not compulsory, which it can be compulsory, but if it's not compulsory and people do allow dead fish at weigh-ins, I'm personally just not going to fish them. And now we've got that out of the way, let's get baiting. So, bait this evening. Well, even though it's a week ago, my bait this evening is basically all of the stuff that I didn't use last weekend. So I've actually got the leftover rag. It is still alive. It's not in the greatest condition, but if I can get a pouting with it that I can use for bait, then brilliant. So I've got some of that. We've got a part bag of anchovies, some mackerel, a part bag, maybe 2/3 of a pack of squid, and I'm just going to fish normal way. If I'm going to treat tonight like I am just out pleasure fishing, so I'm going to maybe try and catch some bait. I'm going to stick a small scratch and rig out on one side, a bigger bait out on the other side, and with any luck we can pick out a couple of fish to weigh in. So I'm not fishing with anything fancy this evening. Let's pop that in my pocket. I got a one up, one down here, and this one is a slightly heavier rig. Basically, it's the same sort of rig as it would be if it was a pompey loop rig, but it's just not clipped. I couldn't really be bothered to have any clip rigs. One, they're a bit more time consuming to tie, and two, to be honest, I don't think it's going to make a whole bunch of difference. So you might be able to get a few extra yards, but if we can get out there 80 yards, then we're going to be in a fishy zone where hopefully there'll be something to take these baits. So like I say, this is 60 pound all over. We've got some pop-ups there and a smaller hook, and then on the bottom we've got a pennel set up with a I think it's a wide gape 2.0, I believe, and then just like a little octopus beak hook. And that means I can fish a reasonably decent sized bait on the bottom, which is going to be a whole anchovy to begin with, and then a nice sort of bait on the top, which will just probably be a bit of mackerel maybe, or a bit of squid, but probably a bit of squid to begin with. And that just gives me the ability to sort of mix my baits up a little bit. So I will be utilising the 4 hooks today, I think. Don't forget, as always, all of my rigs are available for you to purchase online if you feel like you would like to do so. And that's at www.frugal.od.co.uk. There's also a few other little bits and pieces on there that you might find of interest and might be useful for you in your fishing adventures. But I'm thinking fishy baits are going to be the way forward today. So I've just bound a load of elastic on that anchovy on my baiting tool. Whack a load more elastic around it. Nice proud hook point. We'll stick the pennel hook at the top end, and that's one bait ready to rock and roll. There we go, beautiful, look at that one. If any of you have watched any of my previous videos, you will know I am not the biggest fan of fishing on sand. Sometimes you just got to, but yeah, if I can help it, I do try to fish off a shingle. But yeah, today it is a sandy day. Just cut a nice piece of squid. I think the trouble sometimes when we come out fishing, certainly I do, is we overthink it and start making things a little bit too complicated. So tonight it's going to be simple stuff. At some point I'm going to be using just pulley pennels, see if we can't pick out a bigger fish. But as I said, just going to treat it like a normal pleasure session. And there we have it. That rig is ready to go. Again, because this is going to be slightly bigger baits, I'm going to fish that one on my slightly heavier rod of the two. And the second rig, you've guessed it, bream rig. The bream rig purely because, definitely I'm not going to be catching a bream, but it does give me the ability to target a pouting. But if I do catch a pouting, not only can I weigh it in, potentially I can also use it for bait. And if we are wanting to try and maybe catch a bigger conger or something like that, or a bass, undulate ray, definitely a chance of picking up something along those lines tonight, then it would be really nice to have some fresh bait. Like I said, this worm is old. Even though it's been in my fridge for a week, it has, believe it or not, still got some life to it. Not a lot, granted, but there is some there. So I'm just going to thread a couple onto the baiting needle, and then I'm going to tip these off with some squid, which I think would be a really nice bait to try and target a couple of pouting. I think the weather is supposed to be dropping this weekend, but you know, we've been really lucky. It's been so mild. So it's just a case of keeping attention on there. Keep the tension on the line and the needle, and then you should be able to get that on there quite nicely and neatly. Right, we'll just tip those off. And there we have it. Ragworm tipped with squid on the bream rig, hopefully to pick us up a pouting, one that we can weigh in, and then two, we can potentially use it for baits. I don't know how long we've still got before we can cast out. I'll double check in a minute. But there we are, 2 1 up, 1 downs, nice and simple, easiest rig going. If you don't fancy making your own, then go and check out the website. How about that? That is right next to me. So there's definitely potential of picking up a ray tonight. There's potential of picking up a bull huss. There's all sorts out there. So let's just fish. Let's just fish and see what happens. Got 20 minutes. Well, we're nearly there. The light has gone so quickly. It's just coming up to 5 o'clock. We've got maybe 5 minutes. But yeah, it just gets dark so quick. I'm thinking that because we are losing the light, I mean, it's just sort of dusk over there really, that potentially that first cast, I mean, we might get really lucky and just get straight into a couple of pouting. I think as that light drops, that's going to be pouting time. And fingers crossed, we can get an early weigh in. And then it's just about relaxing and just have a little play really. Be nice to pull something decent out, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We'll just have to see. I think there's maybe 15, 16 of us down here today. So somebody's bound to get into a couple of fish. Oh. 2 minutes. I'm anxious. It's been a little while actually since I fished one of our club matches. I've missed loads this year. I mean, I think we're somewhere 5th, 6th, not entirely sure, but we're not doing too badly. Considering we haven't fished them all, we're not doing too bad at all. Gonna miss the next one as well, just because we're away. We're going to Bristol for the weekend. And then, yeah, we've just got one left in December that I'm gonna be able to fish. And then potentially do it all again next year. We'll see. And there we have it. It is 5 o'clock. So let's get these ones out. Right, let's stick this pouting one out first. Whoa! Oh! Right, wish me luck. First one going out. Too dark to see where it landed, but I've just tried to stick it right in front of me. Now we stick out our fishy baits and see what happens. There we go, that's pretty cool, isn't it? You can see other people's tip lights behind me. We've got about 3 hours up and 2 hours down. Now there is a tiny little bit of weed in the water, but fingers crossed we'll be able to keep out of it. Right, I'm going to quickly bait up that other rig. And then, yeah, we're fishing. I just had a really nice bump on the right-hand rod then. But we're getting another little touch on that right hand rod. I've just looked up the beach and Andy next to me, he's just pulled out a conger eel. I don't know if it's a pound. Basically, you know, a conger eel's got to be 1 pound to be able to weigh it in, and it looks like it's very, very close. This is one of my preferred. There we go. Go in. One of my preferred venues on our fixtures list. I do like fishing Brook. Let's go and have a look. We say, mate? There we are. He's weighed in 1 pound, 1.8 pounds, easily in size. I'm getting a few touches on this right-hand side, but certainly whatever it is not fully committed. I'm going to change the one on the left first. That's the one with the ragworm on anyway. And then I've got another one up, one down with a whole anchovy on the bottom again, which I'll chuck out on the left-hand side. But it's definitely something having a little play on this side. Let's change this one. It's been out there for nearly 20 minutes. I want to just check that we've got some bait on there. And that would be a no. No bait whatsoever. Right, let's quickly bait up this rig again, and then we'll have a look at that other one, because it's gone quite a few times. But I think, there we go, it's going again now. Oh, that looks a bit more positive. Let's try and get this baited quickly. Right, let's have a little look. It's gone a few times. You never know, we might get lucky. Oh, I thought there might have been a bit of weight then, but it doesn't feel like it now. Absolutely nailed. This could be a very busy night, trying to keep fresh bait out there. So at the moment, every time I cast a worm, I am keeping that relatively close, maybe 40 to 60 yards. You know, give or take, worth trying to guesstimate, really. And the other one, I'm hitting out a bit further. But yeah, at the moment, the baits are just getting absolutely caned. There we are, just re-baited that one. We've got a really nice piece of mackerel on there now. I think on the next one, I'll put mackerel and squid together. There's obviously a lot of crab activity out there tonight, because so far, on the 2 rigs that I've brought back in, there's been absolutely no bait on there whatsoever. Whoa, what we got here? It's pulling back, whatever it is. I'm going to go easy with it. It's on the heavier rig, thankfully, but we definitely got some weight. Ooh, yes, come on. Whoa. Don't want to come in. Let's go and have a look. That will do nicely. There we go, target species acquired. There we go. That should do us. It's got to be £3. So we get 5 points if we get a fish over £3. We also get 5 points for the target species. Buzzing. Oh yes. Now that's the result. £5. My guesstimations are way off. So I was like, hopefully it's over £3, and it's £5.06. So there we go. Hopefully we can get a couple more like that. £5.06. Oh, I'm so chuffed. Right, so let's see if the mackerel does as well. Hopefully I haven't missed a bite on the other one, but to be honest, I'm all right now. That's me done. Pack up early, go home. Enjoy a glass of wine. Oh, it's nice, nice like seeing it and hearing it rip off, you know, taking some line. That's cool. So that was on a whole anchovy. So needless to say, it's exactly what I'm going to pop out again now. Yeah, very cool indeed. All right, let's have a look at this one. Had a few little knocks. It is ever so dark tonight. I mean, I know it sounds silly because it's night time, but it is really dark. It doesn't feel like it. Yeah, I missed that one. There was one on there, tangled. Imagine it was probably a little pouting, which is exactly what I'm after for some bait, but never mind. I mean, there is not a patch of light in this sky. There's no moon, so to speak, of this evening. I think there is a moon, but we're just not seeing any of it at the moment. But we're getting bites, we've weighed in a fish, and it's really early. Wow, well there we go. I've just had a little chat with the people around me just to see how people are getting on, and there's definitely a few fish coming out. I think it's all congers and pouting at the moment, but some pouting over £1, quite a few strap conger eels. So yeah, there's fish out there. I'm getting the bites, I'm just not hooking into some of those bites, so I think I need to have a little change up maybe in a minute. Or a little change of tactics. I don't know, do we change it up or do we just keep fishing as we are? I mean, we've had a reasonably nice conger eel, so it's working. No idea obviously where we are, but we're doing all right. Well, we're a couple of hours in now. I'm still getting bites, but I've only weighed in that one conger eel at the moment. Left-hand rod had a really nice knock a second ago. Went to go and pick it up, and it's just stopped moving, and that's happened quite a few times tonight. But basically what I've done, I've just got a nice big rig out, which has got, there we go, got a couple of 6.0s, a 6.0 circle and a 6.0 wide gape hook, braided hook length, which is £300. Just like a bit of a bite tray, so it's only like 6 inches long. I've not long put this out. Yeah, and then I'm going to whack that out and see if we can't slow things down a little bit, because crab activity is very high. Well, whatever that was, it's not on there now. That has gone weirdly light. There we are. There it is, all clipped up. I've got that in a splashdown because it is quite a big bait. It is always designed for big baits. If I have it in an imp, it's just going to come unclipped, so I have got it in a splashdown. Right, let's chuck it out and see what happens. Be funny if it goes. Getting some nice bites again, but like I say, I'm struggling to find something that's going to commit at the moment. We've got a big old bait on the left-hand side there. That battery actually is starting to run out, so I'll replace that in a second. But we've got a nice big half mackerel, head and guts. And then on this side, I'm still putting the one up, one downs. And something's just had a knock. There we go. Right, I'm going to have a look at this. Ooh. Okay, well, we've got it, I think. Not sure what it is, but we've definitely got it. Ah, yeah, nice pouting. There we go. That is exactly what I'm going for on that rig. Popped up We got ourselves a nice big pouting. There's some really big pouting coming out tonight. A couple, I think Tom down from me, he's had a £1.4, and Andy up from me has had a £1.2.5. This one is maybe going to be about 10 ounces, but it all goes towards the tally. Oh, well, there we go, 12 ounces. So I'll take that. It all adds up, doesn't it? Right, let's see if we can't catch another couple of fish. So many times tonight I've had a nice knock and then boom, just goes completely quiet. But having chatted to Neil, who's next to me, to my left, and Andy to my right, they get exactly the same. So it's not like my rigs and hooks aren't working. I think it's more a case of stuff's just not committing. Taking that big rig out for a moment. Got a little bit of something going on here. I think it might just be a little conger eel, I'm not sure. It'd be nice if it was a decent sized pouting, then try and go for best specimen, but I think it's going to have to be pretty big, because Andy to my right's had a £1.9 dogfish, which is probably best specimen so far. What have we got? It's a conger eel. And I don't think it's a pound. What it is wrecking my rig. Ah, well, there we go. A little strap conger eel, finally got it off, but it's definitely not big enough to weigh in. I think what I'm going to do for a minute, Andy next to me has been, said he's downsized everything a little bit, and he's starting to pull out a few more fish. So I'm going to concentrate on the one up, one downs again. I mean, that was on the pop-ups there, that was on some squid. Maybe we can find another couple of fish. He's had loads of pouting, and they're all sort of decent size. He's just had another one at 14 ounces, so, you know, they're decent weight, really. You know, you can catch 3 of those, then already you're into sort of some decent numbers. Ooh. There we go. Hello. Ooh, we've got something decent here. Ooh, what is this? I was on my phone, shamefully. Oh, it's coming in really easy now. That was thumping a minute ago. God, look at that grip you've got, Tom.
I know. Got the right whip as well.
Oh, yes. Like I said, shamefully, I was on my phone then. I was just messaging Daisy, because Andy's been giving me a couple of his pouts, so we've got fish cakes for dinner tomorrow, but there we go. Got ourselves another reasonably decent sized conger. Let's go and get this weighed in, get it back in, and now it looks like we might actually have some numbers. Oh, cool, man. £4.2.5. So we're into double figures now on the poundage. So I would definitely take that. Oh, I'm absolutely whacked out. Oh, there we go. Look, the other rod's going now. Look at that. No.
You're exactly a pound ahead of me.
Basically, well, the size of the pouting you're getting, it's only one pouting.
Yeah, well, I ain't catching the pound.
Right. Well, it's a small conger eel, not big enough to weigh. So But yeah, I think I was saying about that other one. It's a smaller conger, but it put up much more of a fight than the other one. Right, which rods have we got here? Which way round are we? What I'm going to do is, which I probably shouldn't, because I'm probably, you know, stand a pretty good chance of being in the top 3 at the moment, but I'm going to quickly chuck this one out, and then I am going to drop one in close for a bass. Being as I've come out with mackerel, I've got some mackerel heads, so I may as well use them. So that tide is well and truly on the ebb at the moment, so now is as good a time as any to stick a bass bait out. So running ledger from the store. Got some 4-0 hooks in there. Nice big circle hook sticking out of its mouth. Yeah, let's see if we can pick something else up. Yeah, just weed. Right, let's fire these back out. Try and get another couple of fish before it's time to start packing down. Well, it'd be nice to get a couple more, but I really can't grumble. It's been okay. Andy to my right is about 10 ounces ahead of me, so I need a decent pouting, maybe a dogfish, something like that, to sort of creep myself a little bit closer. As to how everyone else is doing up and down, I know there's fish coming out, but as to where they are numbers wise, I have no idea. We'll just have to keep our fingers crossed. I mean, I'm rapidly running out of bait. I've got 1 anchovy left. I've got 1 squid left. I've got, what else we got? I've got half a mackerel. And I've got 1 pouting fillet. So, starting to eke out the baits a little bit. Right, we're getting a bite again. Looks like a nice bite too. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we got another decent fish on here. Trying to go steady, but oh mate, got some weight. Is it a ray? It is a ray, isn't it? Yeah, mate. Woo! Oh yes, bro. Whoa, dude.
Mate.
That's a chunk, in it?
Is that the
Yes.
What a stonking fish.
Look at that peach. That will do, wouldn't it? Absolute stunner. Lovely undulate ray. It's got to be a few pound, isn't it? Awesome. There we go. One little quick show before we go and get it weighed. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Yes! That is a new PB for me. 12 pounds, 14.5 ounces. Now I know they get bigger, but man, that was wicked. Oh. It's trying to sit on my hands. I saw the rod go in and stuff. It's so difficult. I've missed so many bites this evening. and I didn't want to do the same. But yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful fish. Oh, I'm so chuffed. Oh, shaking. That's heavy, just trying to hold it. And there we go. That was on a little size 1.0 pennel setup on the one up, one down. Awesome. Right, let's go again. I might actually start packing a few bits down. Oh, buzzing. Yeah, well, that is really cool. Over 20 pound of fish. That is amazing. For me. Oh, man, I am so stoked. Right, anyway, let's bait that rig up one more time. With a little bit of bait left. I've literally got sort of one strip of mackerel, a little bit of squid, not even a whole squid left, and I've got one anchovy. So I'm gonna bait up the anchovy, I think now. I've been sort of saving it really, but now I don't need to. Oh, stoked. And there we have it. That is the last cast of the evening. Last bait. We've got a whole anchovy on the bottom and a piece of squid there. I've got one tiny piece of mackerel left for the whole session, so not too bad. Gonna have a little bit of a tidy up, a little bit of a clean up, and then yeah, start the long walk back over the beach and see how everyone else did. Well, there we go. I've got one rod left out, but that time's come for me to bring it in, pack everything down, head down the beach. Let's see how everyone else got on. As always, I'll whack up the results there. Like I say, fingers crossed we're somewhere near the top. But yeah, it's been an absolutely brilliant session for me today. I've really thoroughly enjoyed it. You've seen the rigs that I've been using. I've just been keeping it super simple tonight. One up, one down, and then the bottom hook I've just had as a pennel. Nothing's been clipped. It's the easiest way of fishing, really. Yeah, don't complicate it. Keep it simple. You ain't got another one? Yeah, you has. And he's just had another fish there. Super chuffed to get that ray. That's a new PB for me. £12.14. I think it's £12.14 and a half ounce. So yeah, I need to start writing some of these things down because I can't really remember half of my better fish. But anyway, there we go. Until the next one, please take care, stay safe, and maybe I'll see you out there. Cheers.